I'm super. Thanks for asking. What is that?
U&Dave Ralf.
Right.
It's a little premium box for us.
You read me a question.
What is my favourite song?
What is your favourite song?
It's my favourite. This is about how well we know each other.
Oh, right. Okay. Is it a Backstreet Boys song?
They're all right up there, but I feel like I could never walk the streets again if I actually said my favourite song of all time was a Backstreet Boys.
Let me think who you're... Is it an Oasis song?
No.
Oh, you've got to narrow it down. I can't just pick a song out of random.
I think it might be quite surprising.
Eminem?
Oh, right up there, but...
No.
Okay.
I'm just trying to think of what you used to listen to when we did Tupac.
I'll have to give you some clues.
You will, because I'm struggling.
You'll never know this.
Give me a clue.
Soul singer.
Oh, 70s?
70s, 80s.
80s? Luther Vandross?
No. I think you class it as soul. I'm sure you class it as soul. Starts out like really kind of like almost like sinister, and then his vocal kicks in. It's just
Stevie Wonder?
No.
Bollocks.
His vocal kicks in and it's like face-meltingly astonishing vocal.
Oh! Oh! Marvin Gaye?
Yes!
Natural things to make me blue with some other guy you knew before. With you and these guys, I know I love you more. Great tune. Heard it through the grapevine.
That's the one.
Wow.
My favourite song.
That is, do you know what? That is
all time. There's never a time that comes
I
on where
would
you can't.
never ever have got that.
I know.
What's my favourite food?
Easy.
Go on.
Curry. You like a bit of spice?
Love spice.
I think a Vindaloo's probably too hot for you. I don't think you'd go for a Vindaloo as a choice. Boona? Do you like a boona?
Well, it's different because the Indian I go to, they do everything I have. I always either spice it up because I like flavours, but sometimes it's a bit mild. So can you make it Madras hot?
No,
I usually say spice up a bit, or I'll say, can you recommend something that's this hot? I'm a pain in the ass.
You're a nightmare.
I always go off piste.
I know. I was talking with your missus and your son, and they were like, honestly, going out for dinner with him is, and he takes us out for dinner because he's sort of really like a generous dad and husband. But basically, it's a nightmare experience. Because I'm told that you'll walk in to a restaurant and they'll sit you down and you'll be like, sorry, can we change the lighting? Can we put that down? Can we get a reflector on? It's like, what are you doing?
Can I get a reflector on? I've never said that in my life.
Is just...
Have we done the lighting in here? Is this lit right?
Is it true that you have a little app on your phone with a pretend candle on it that you've been known to put on in a restaurant, like a weird bell end?
I have done that, yeah. But I'll tell you what it is, right? Why are you laughing? I like atmosphere and ambience, right? And if the music, I don't like going in somewhere if the music's too loud.
You tell them to change the lighting.
No.
You tell them to change the music and put it to a different volume.
No.
You won't order something off the menu.
I can't have a table with a big bright light on it because it kills the ambience. So yeah, and I like a little candle. But I can't be too bright. It's like eating in Sainsbury's. So I like it with a nice dim lighting. But I can't be too dark. But I also, if you've got no music on, I can't have that. A little bit of background music, because otherwise you listen to other people's conversations.
I just remembered, we went for a curry a couple of years ago after we were doing our tour show. And I thought this was one-off or didn't notice it, but I remember you sitting there and you probably were trying to hold back, so you were trying not to be like too much of a bother. But I remember for the first 10 minutes you were like, I don't know, I'm like, you all right? And you're like, I don't know, I just feel like the lighting's not right.
Exactly, I can't help it.
What a pain in the arse.
Well, the answer to your question, before we get into my mental state, is yes, I love Indian food, but I do like West Indian food as well, which is, but it's not as regularly available as Indian. But every week, I have to have an Indian every week at least once.
What's your go-to for West Indian food?
Jerk chicken, rice and peas with plantain and coleslaw. What's your favourite food?
Well, West Indian food.
Is it really?
No, actually, you can't.
Because you don't like spice.
When you say, I know, but I love the plantain, saltfish and ackee, all that stuff.
Well, it's a tough one, isn't it? Because if you could only have one food for the rest of your life, it couldn't be a curry. You'd just be shitting yourself all the time.
So you have a curry once a week. That means your house is just a no-go zone. Your poor family.
Yeah, there's no lighters allowed. It'll just blow up.
You're a horrible individual.
And also, this is what's strange. I know we're getting into toilet humour, but my arse knows what's coming. It's psychic.
What does having a psychic arse?
I could, on the way to go for a Sunday roast, right, I could drop my guts and it would smell exactly like a Sunday roast. Now, how does it know?
I don't.
How does it know that?
I don't. I don't want.
I could be on Britain's Got Talent with that.
Imagine you walk out, don't even make any noise. You just walk out and stand there and just sort of like that.
I just go, what food do you think I'm thinking of? There you go. Chinese, correct. That was salt and pepper ribs. Well done, Simon.
What is my favourite film?
Right, what's your favourite film?
I think about what my favourite film is.
Oh, I think I know this. Having you spent time with my son, I know you're a bit on the side of the geeky side, so you like sci-fi. That's not a bad thing. Why look at that? I love my son's a geek. He loves Spider-Man. Spider-Man's his favourite film. So he's into all that stuff. So that's good, not a bad thing.
I spent some time with Will's son, and Will, Jaden came on tour with us. It was the first time I've really got to know him. He's 18, and Will was quite upset by the end of the tour that he's like, Ralph has way more in common with my son than I do.
That's like why you just let Ralph move in. Listen, so...
Like all the same films, all the same... Talking about, PlayStation, and Will's like, I don't know any of this stuff.
Your film would be Star Wars?
I mean, well, that's a very broad spectrum.
It is because there's a lot of them. Oh, is it Star Wars though?
Well, I think it's fair to say that like the original trilogy, so many people of my generation had a profound effect on me and my generation. So that's a fair shout, yeah. But if I was to pick one specific film, and it changes all the time, doesn't it, what your favourite film is? There's how can you just pick one specifically? But I'll tell you a film that I must have watched multiple times over many, many years. And to me, it still holds up and I still enjoy it just as much every time. And it's a Tarantino film.
Oh, Reservoir Dogs.
The other one.
Oh, is it Pulp Fiction?
Yeah.
It is a classic.
I just love it.
And do you know my son hasn't watched it because I've told him how good it is.
Oh, you've ruined it.
Yeah, I said, no, it's not that. He just doesn't like being told what to watch.
No, exactly.
You have to watch it. I'll watch it with you. No.
Well, you said this to me today. You were like, have you seen this? Oh, the new Game of Thrones spin-off's coming up. Have you seen Game of Thrones? And I'm like, nope.
House of the Dragons.
And you were like, why have you never watched it? I was like, because there was so much hype around it at the time. I was like, I'll get round to it when I'm ready, thank you very much.
I loved it.
Nearly 20 years or whatever's passed, and I'm like, maybe I'll start.
It's right up your street. If I were to ask me, just because of the amount of times I've watched it, what film would you think would be my favourite?
Oh, I know. Yours is the easiest.
What?
Rocky.
Yep.
Easy. Never in a...
I've watched that since I was a kid. When I had COVID, I watched Rocky 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on repeat because I was just in bed. And I thought, no one can tell me to turn it off. I know every word. I absolutely love it.
I think Rocky's a great film. Don't get me wrong.
I know.
I just don't know if I'd watch Rocky 1 to 5 on repeat.
No, it's just. I don't know.
You've always loved it though.
I've always been obsessed with it. And Rocky, for me, just as a kid, was everything. I loved it. That and Grease when I was a kid.
Grease.
Very two different films.
Yeah, two very different styles.
But when I was a kid, Grease and Rocky on video. Yes, people. I'm Will Mellor.
Ralph Little.
We've got a new TV show out. It's called Will and Ralf.
Should know better.
Yes, we should know better.
Because we should.
And it's going to be on you.
Yeah, watch it now on you.
Yeah, watch it.
Don't threaten people. A bit aggressive.
All right.
Just please watch it.
Watch it, please.